All right, hello. Welcome to the little tutorial I put together and show you how to use this USB stick with the family stuff on it, and it'll show you. I'm going to try to show you how to save it to your computer or access the stuff. So you shouldn't have any questions about how to do that. So you see, you got a USB stick. Looks like this. It's to open it. You just slide. It slides open. Now it's open. Now it's closed. So you slide it open. And then you want to stick it into any USB port in your computer, either Mac or PC. They all kind of are labeled the same, and they should look like this. This is what the USB symbol is. Just make sure when you plug it in, you plug it into that. And it'll only go in one way, so don't force it in. If it doesn't feel like it's going in, it might be upside down. You might have to turn it around the other way. So go ahead and stick that in, and then once you put it in, you want to open up on a Mac. You're going to use Finder, which is down here in the lower left. On a PC, it's Windows Explorer. So to get to Windows Explorer on a PC, you would right-click on the Start button down here in the lower left, and if you right-click and you hit a new Finder or a new Explorer window. But here you just click on Finder. This is on a Mac. Now, once you have the Finder window open, you can click anywhere in this gray area up here. You can see where I'm clicking. And if you hold down, left click and hold it down, you can drag this window around anywhere on the screen. So I'm just going to move mine up here to the upper left-hand corner. And then you can resize your windows by clicking either on the edge, see how the cursor changes there, or down in the corner. If I click on the edge here, I can change just the width. If I left click on the corner, I can change not only the width but the up and down. So I'm just going to drag this around to make it take about half my screen, and I'll show you why in a minute. So now when you're in your Finder, you have different views here. These are your different views right here. So you have a thumbnail view, you have a list view, you have a what's this called here? It's a different type. It's a split screen. They show you different levels basically. This is the one I like to use the most because it shows me the kind of the different levels I'm in. So once you've placed your thumb drive in there, it'll on the left-hand side of the computer, and this is pretty much the same on Windows. You'll see a folder down here for the drive that's called the Holcomb stuff, old Holcomb stuff. So click on that, left click on that, and now it should open up this little. You'll see this is the. If you click on that folder, this is the contents of the folder there. I've broken it down into 4 categories. Some of the stuff you may not be interested in. I don't know. I just gave it to you just so you had it. I put a couple of audio clips in there. There's a little interview. I interviewed Dennis like back in 1980. I put that on there. It's just audio. And then Tyler and I found an old tape of us when we used to record ourselves playing hockey, table hockey. So that's on there. Under videos, I put a couple of videos. There's the 1955 Washington Senators video you might be interested in seeing. I also have that saved on my YouTube channel, which is easier to get to probably. Again, you may not want this, but Sherry probably does. Video of Dennis playing hockey from when he was in high school. And and then the Holcomb video is, I had several years ago, I had an old friend of mine record all of Mom and Dad's old films. I think they're all on here. I had like 4 films. It's probably been 15 years ago I did this. And he put them on a DVD for me. So these are all of our old home movies. I think it's all of them. There's no audio, so it's just video. But there's that. And then the KBLE video, I mean, you probably don't want it. Tyler might want to see this. This is Tyler and I and Corey doing the Cars video stuff. But later in the video, there's a couple of interesting. There is a clip of Mom and Dad. We had a barbecue outdoor, and there's Mom and Dad are in this video in our house in Tyler. And then there's some scenes from the kitchen in Tyler when my friend Corey and I did a cooking thing. So there's pictures of the house, and then also Dad took us on a tour of the hospital, or part of the hospital, and there's a video of that Dad. So this is all like around 1980 or 81, so that might be interesting to see that. Under documents, there's just a lot of random stuff. over the years, I've scanned a lot of stuff. I know there's duplication in here, so but whatever. There's dad stuff, more dad military things. This document right here, this PDF, I left alone by itself here. This is the most recent set of stuff I got from the military. All of his Navy records, like 400 pages. Not everything's scanned great. The darker stuff didn't scan so well. There was some like reversed scans of old birth certificates or records or whatever, where looks like it's all black. And the photos didn't scan very well. I think we already have all these photos somewhere else, but they had photos of him in the file. Like they were photocopies of photos. So anyway, that's all that stuff. And then old family documents are things that I scanned out of that I couldn't, I didn't make pictures of. I made PDFs of things from the stuff that was in Peggy's garage. So, for example, this is a letter from 1917 from Grandpa Torpy ordering him to appear for a physical exam. So there's stuff like that, just old scans. There's old certificates. So this was all stuff that I couldn't make photos of, so I just scanned it as PDFs. All right, so the biggest one's going to be this photos over here. So under photos, I originally started scanning by year. So it's all, Dad had everything sorted by year. So these are all photos by year. Some of the photos either didn't have a year, or they were random stuff, or they were out of order or whatever, and I scanned them all together in different categories. This kind of stuff, Dad's old Navy stuff, these were in albums that I had to tear apart the albums and scan individually. So, of course, now it's not working. So, these are all separate photos. And you'll see, actually, as a good example, you see how this says 7 and then this says 7B? You'll notice I scanned whenever it was possible. I tried to scan this one. I did not rotate, I guess. I tried to rotate them too. Scan the back of the photos so you could see that what was written on the back. So here's a date, June 3rd, 1946, and Dad describing what it was. That 7B goes with this picture, number 7. So same with like here, 11B goes with 11, 12B goes with 12. And you'll see that throughout all the photos. If there's a or a B or whatever, then it goes with whatever number it was. And there's this old slides I scanned years ago. This is all stuff that I think I've already sent you a couple of times. I know I sent prints once years ago. So these are just, I rescanned them. So there they go. All right, so now if you want to, I'm going to go ahead and resize this window again to make it smaller. Whoopsie. Click on the edge there and drag it over. Whoops, wrong one. Click on the edge, drag it over. All right, so now what I want to show you is how to, let's say you want to copy some of these to your desktop or to some other hard drive or something. You can, let's say I want to just copy a couple of these pictures here into a folder on my desktop. So what I would do is you could either, over here on the desktop, you could either, if that's what you want to do, you could right click on the desktop and click new folder and just call it stuff. Or you could, that's one way of doing it. And then what you would do is you would, I'll show you. I'll open up this window, double click on the stuff thing. It opens this up. I'm going to click on the gray thing, drag it over here, and I can resize this. Now I'm basically going to copy from here, the Holcomb thing, over to the stuff folder on my desktop. So let's say I want to copy, these 3 pictures, 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures. So you could basically, to do more than one picture, you are going to hold down. If you want to do all in a row, let's say I wanted to do all of big chunk of these, you would click the first one and then hold the Shift key down, and then click the last one you want to scan. If you want to just go through here and pick individual ones, you could, let's say I want this one, you can hold down the Command key on the Mac or the Control key on a PC, and you hold that key down, Command or Control. While it's held down, you click the various pictures you want to select. And then once they're all highlighted, you click on, kind of left click on one of them and hold the click down. You don't want to let go of the click. Hold it down and drag it over to the stuff. You want to put it right here. So this is going in the stuff folder. So that's that. Pretty easy. Now, if you want to, let's say you're on a Mac and you want to import them into Photos, you open up your Photos, and you can go, what I would do is, there's a couple ways you can do it, but you can go File, Import, and then go down here and find your, either you can import them directly from this Holcomb thing, or if you've already copied them to your desktop, you could go to your desktop and find them there and import them. So to import the entire folder, everything in the folder, you just highlight the folder and say Review for Import. If you want to import selected images, then you would select individual images in here and say Review for Import. And then that'll, I'll show you what it does. You review for import, it pulls them into iPhoto, and then I've already imported these, so I'm not going to import. So I guess I accidentally imported them again. I didn't want to do that, but so anyway, that's what you do. That's it. So once you've got them done, then you should be able to look at them, and you can print them if you want. You can attach them if you want to. Some of them are pretty big files. You could attach them to some emails if you want to do that. Post them on Facebook, whatever you want to do. If you click on a picture here, I'll just warn you. Let's just say, let me find a picture, an actual photograph here. So this picture, for example, in this view here, where this will show me the size of the file. This JPEG image is 6.7 megabytes. That is probably too much. You don't want to email too many of those. I think the maximum you can email is like 20 megabytes or something like that. So you wouldn't be able to email just a couple of these at a time, and you'd irritate whoever you're sending them to. And also, like posting them to Facebook or whatnot. I know that Facebook doesn't like large files, so I don't think you could post too many of these without it. They'll automatically compress them and they look like crap. So I wouldn't do that. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoy. Have fun. Take care.